two, 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 one, 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 two, ooh, 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 one, two, 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 one, 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 one. One, 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 two, 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 one, two, three, four. One, 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 two, 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 one, one, two, one, two, two, one, two, 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 one, two, microphone check, one, two, two, check, one, two, 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 microphone check, one, two, check, one, two, check, 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 one, two, two.
Beverly. Honorable Corey Lane, Minister of State in the Attorney General's Office with responsibility for crime prevention. Honorable Edmund Hinkson, MP, St. James North and patron of the Clarkson Foundation. Honorable Dr. Alison Leacock, Chair of the National Transformation Initiative. Ms. Mary Archer, Principal of Gordon Greenwich Primary School. Ms. Roxanne Sanderson from the Child Care Board. Our special guest speaker, Ms. Melina Simmons, and you'll hear more about her later. Fellow directors of the Clarkson Foundation, other specially invited guests, members of the media, and our esteemed participants. Welcome to this, the opening ceremony of yet another Parent Education and Personal Development Seminar of the Clarkson Foundation. I'm Andrew Seeley, and I'll be your host for this morning's activity. Before we go any further, I'm going to invite the Reverend Chris Beard from Mount Zion's Mission to give us a prayer.
Good morning. Can we stand for prayer, please? Our Heavenly Father, we're so thankful for another day. It's a privilege to be alive, to celebrate each other, and to recognize how much we need you, how important you are in our lives. Thank you for your grace and your mercies. We ask your blessings upon this day's event. Bless this foundation, the organizers, those who put in all the hard work, the committees, and all those individuals, those special guests here, who are here to share with us this day. We thank you because still great interest is placed in the lives of individuals. If it's ever a time we need you in our existence, Lord, it's today. It seems as though each day is getting harder. And the more work we could put in, the more involvement, the more participation, it'd be so much better for all of us. Because we all recognize we need help. And ultimately, it's your help that makes the difference. We pray that you'll be with us in this event. Bless everything we say and do. Direct our hearts, direct our minds. Direct us in a way that we can effectively empower people to make good choices, great decisions that will only affect us today, but affect the rest of Barbados, the rest of our future here on earth. We pray you'll guide us. Make this day a very special event in our lives. We pray the information shared will have such impact upon the individuals' lives that we'll all go home and implement them and transfer to all those who were not even here to hear, but we'll take some nugget with us to share with those individuals that will make a difference in their lives. And more importantly, Lord, help us to celebrate the fact that you're good to us and we need you, and with you we are better. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Amen.
Thank you very much, Reverend Beard. Now I invite the chairman, chairperson, chairlady of the Clarkson Foundation, Ms. Beverly Smith Hinkson, to do the official welcome. Beverly. Give me a hand.
So that's the gentleman to do. Thank you. Honorable Corey Lane, Minister of State in the Attorney General's Office, responsibility for crime prevention. Honorable Edmund Hinkson, Member of Parliament for St. James North and patron of the Clarkson Foundation. Ms. Melina Simmons, Emotional Intelligence Practitioner for Parados. Dr. Leacock, we recognize you as well in the audience. And specially invited guests, participants, family, and well-wishers. Good morning. On behalf of the Board of Directors and myself, I welcome you to the launch of the Clarkson Foundation, Inc. Parent Education and Personal Development Seminar. For those of you who are interacting with the Clarkson Foundation for the first time, the Clarkson Foundation, Inc. was incorporated as a nonprofit company in 2013. Its mission is to provide social welfare and community services, as well as to implement projects for the betterment of communities of Northern St. James and those in St. Peter, which fall within the St. James North constituency. Over the years, we've been heavily involved in projects, poultry and agricultural programs, providing funds directly to schools for reading projects, graduations, sports awards, working with our elderly and disabled persons to provide assistance, medical and otherwise, assistance to families needing school uniforms and supplies, working with faith-based and other organizations to support the work that they are doing in the community, and providing assistance with food to approximately 400 families each year. So we've been pretty busy. The flagship program for the foundation has been the very successful Life and Work Skills program, which has seen 85% of the graduates either opening their own businesses or going on to work with other businesses. So we tout that as a big success. Each year, the foundation raises funds through events and donations to underwrite the costs of these programs and projects. Let me take this opportunity to thank those persons who have steadfastly supported the efforts of the foundation over the years. In its continued effort to improve the lives of the persons in the communities, the Clarkson Foundation is this morning launching the Parent Education and Personal Development Program. You may ask why the two combined, but as you continue through this seminar, you will see that your ability and your self-worth and your personal development impacts your ability to be good parents. And therefore, we thought that we would bring the program together. This is not intended to be an indictment on anyone's abilities. This seminar is there to support you and to help you and to give you maybe alternate avenues to your parenting or to your opportunities for you to develop self, to find new skills. That is what we are there for as a support organization to our community. I'm a parent. Parenting is not easy. There is no guidebook, but we learn from each other. We learn from our parents what to do and what not to do, and we pass that on to our children, what to do and what not to do. And we're just here, as I said, as an organization willing to partner with you, willing to hold your hands and make you the best that you can be. So we know you need to find that balance as well between good parenting and your own self-development. So that's why we are here with this seminar this morning. It is our hope as directors that you will find the program useful, that you'll find, as I said, alternate avenues in parenting, learn about yourselves, find new opportunities for self-development. So I want to thank you once again. I want to welcome you all here this morning, and we wish the participants well. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you, and we look forward to your continued support.
Thank you very much, Beverly. Now I invite the Honorable Corey Lane, the Minister in the Attorney General's Office with responsibility for crime prevention. And I may say he's a big supporter of this particular seminar, so we're very pleased to have him here. So Mr. Minister, Corey, come.
Thank you very much, Master Ceremonies. Special shout out to the guest speaker. I understand we're going to have some good things to hear a little later. Yes, I've been brief. The Honorable Edmund Hinkson, patron, and also parliamentary representative for St. James North, director of the National Transformation Initiative, Dr. Leacock, principal, directors of the foundation, specially invited guests, principals, pastors, parents, the media, and all. A special good morning to each and every one of you. It's a beautiful day. Smile with the world. That is what I was singing to myself as I drove here this morning. And I was singing that because obviously you're invited to be part of a number of initiatives, and you have to choose. You can't be part of everything. But when this initiative was brought to my attention, it was an automatic yes. And why was it an automatic yes? Not only because of the great work of the Clarkson Foundation with youth, education, agriculture, disabilities, and the list goes on. Not only because the patron is a very persistent fellow, but because when you look at the 6 pillars of crime prevention and the priorities of the government to reduce crime in Barbados, parenting falls as one of the 6 priorities. Because I know a lot of you grew up in Barbados. I grew up in Barbados too. From the time I was probably in secondary school, I used to always be confused. So when they had a killing or a major crime, people ask, where the commissioner of police? Where the attorney general? It, to this day, boggles my mind. Because those persons are responsible for the law enforcement, and they come to investigate, charge, and prosecute. That does not prevent. That deals with bringing people to responsibility. And even at that young age, I used to ask myself, why isn't the society asking, where are the parents? Where is the church? Where is the schools? Where is the Ministry of Youth and social ministries and stuff like that? I have now come to sit and work with a government that understands that like no other. And that is why when I was appointed with a focus on crime prevention, some people ask the question, well, he ain't a lawyer, well, he ain't a police, he ain't a security guard, he wasn't even ever a bouncer. That's what some of them say. And I said, don't they understand that what Barbados is now doing is giving itself another leg for crime prevention as opposed to exclusively law enforcement? Because law enforcement deals very different with crime prevention. That's the sledgehammer method. But what about the prevention measure? Things that we can do to prevent. And parenting stands at the top of that list. I was a talk show host for a while. And every day, but particularly on Barstat Sundays, we used to come in contact with a lot of discussions on social ills. And when you do the emotional intelligence thing, you peel back the whys and you go deeper and deeper. Every single social ill, as we backtrack, landed one place. Home. Parenting. So you cannot tell me that you want to prevent crime in a society and you do not put resources behind parenting. That you do not scale up the ability for parents to help each other. And notice I said each other because you are absolutely correct. There are no perfect persons. There are no perfect parents. There are no perfect children. We all know that. But the truth of the matter is that all of us can help each other. Because even if you well put together or you tear down, you can be helped and you can help somebody. Because our lifelong experiences as adults will help us. There's also a need where we will need the input of experts and professionals in various fields. And now more than ever, no cliche, now more than ever is the time that we need that. Why? Because the rate of change in this 21st century is beyond anything that we've seen centuries before. We used to see changes sometimes over centuries, and then it sped up and it sped up and it sped up. meaning that you had some level of predictability. If you want a good example, our education system is rooted 1875, 1929. Not that predictability, I don't know what is. But understand that the world that our children is going in with AI and all type of thing, you know, even when you look at how models used to change, you get a new model every 5 years. Then you start getting annual. Now, check the phones, we're not getting new models every 3 months. And that is the world that they're going into. How do parents prepare for that? I ain't even in style. I do a lot of parenting sessions and all kind of thing. I tell my wife the other day, well, I don't even know what we're doing now. Because the rate of change is so much, I have to do a lot more reading. And I got to go to Bloomberg, I got to go and look Forbes to look at the predictability and the projections to see what the world would look like so that we can do our best to prepare our children and the children in our sphere for what is coming. Because one thing that's certain in the world right now is uncertainty. And that is why it's important, and that is why my ministry, through full support, behind this particular initiative, and we'll be doing it across communities across Barbados, because it is necessary. I close with this thing that I want us to think about as we leave here. One of the things that also impressed me with what's happening here today is not usually have the opening ceremony, have a lot of long talk, is that you're all going to session right after this. So this is not just a talk shop. We're going into some action and learning when this finish, and that is what I like. But what I would like for Barbadians to start to do is to understand the buffalo approach. And the buffalo approach, and I like to use a lot of things from the animal kingdom. They teach us a lot. In the animal approach, the buffaloes would be running from the lions, because the lions come to destroy and devour. And as the buffaloes are running, the lions are picking off the slowest and the weakest, the slowest and the weakest. And sometimes when I look in society, that is how I feel sometimes. Like the responsible adults in the society, they're running, they're hiding, they're videotaping, they're commenting, but they are not turning around. And why I mention turn around is because in the animal kingdom, when the buffaloes come together and turn around, do you know what the lions do? They run away. So look at the lions like the gangs and the drug lords that come to destroy and devour our children, our young people, our communities. If we continue to run and record and comment and point fingers and try to pull down people, as opposed to as a society get together like Clarkson Foundation and other non-profit, non-governmental organizations come together and turn around, we will see a better Barbados if we all take the buffalo approach. Ladies and gentlemen, I give my support to this fully, and I hope that it is a total success. Thank you very much, and good morning.
Thank you very much. You know, it's sometimes dangerous to have two politicians on a platform or three politicians on a platform. But Corey, it was scintillating, so you didn't go over your time. So you didn't. So that is important. Yeah. As our chairman would say, the next speaker is the patron of the Clarkson Foundation. And when we have meetings, sometimes she has to hold him back from speaking extensively. So once again, I will direct your attention to Beverly while Eddie is speaking, so you will see how much time he has left. Now I invite the patron of the Clarkson Foundation, Honorable Edmund Hinkson, to deliver the address.
Good morning, everyone. While, of course, protocols have already been established, I still have to recognize my parliamentary colleague, Corey. Thank him for coming, and Melina, who I would have met a few months ago, because I joined Parados this time last year, because I said about 3 years ago I would have joined Parados when I have completed my electoral political career. But then early last year I said, look, you don't have nobody has time put down. I join in Parados now and start helping and see how they can help too in St. James North. I have to recognize, of course, the Honorable Dr. Alison Leacock, OR, Chairman of the National Transformation Initiative, and the representatives of the Child Care Board and of the Financial Literacy Bureau, and the principal of the school for graciously allowing us to have her school for this program, and Reverend Beard, of course. We go far back. Remember the first time I visited your church, which you so nobly have with your wife, and the directors of the foundation. I will spend a few minutes speaking about what this program is and bringing it in and its relevance to the participants. This is the fifth such personal development program that the Clarkson Foundation is having. First was in 2014. We generally have it every other year, but of course the 2 years of COVID, we couldn't have any. And this is the first time we are including a personal parental education component in this aspect. My wife, Beverly, and Corey have spoken as to the necessity for this, and I certainly regard parenting or lack thereof as one of the major social challenges in our country, and it has to be addressed. We have other aspects, so the parenting program aspect will take up projected to take up 3 of the 9 Saturday mornings that we have. Other aspects of the program will be emotional and mental health, very important. We realized that more so during COVID. Curbing drug abuse, very important. Again, when I was Minister of Home Affairs, I was in charge of the National Council of Substance Abuse in Hartford here. My longtime very good friend is chairman of that council. We will have the Child Care Board, the Financial Literacy Bureau. You have to understand too how to budget as everybody, and that when you have $500 in your hand, you're not to spend all of it tonight, Saturday night, on clothes and partying and rum and brandy, because you still have children to feed when tomorrow come and to clothe. We're going to have cyber security, and children, again, very important, because I suspect too many children, when you sleeping on the net looking at things that they should not be looking at. We're going to have occupational therapy and health and wellness and family planning, very important as well. Don't have to emphasize that. The Ministry of Labor will come to speak about employment opportunities, the trust fund in terms of government funding of small businesses, if you wish to start your own employment, vocational training board in terms of skills, and National Transformation Initiative, of course, in terms of all the opportunities that the government is given in terms of getting you skills, giving you essentially a third opportunity. Because the state, when I say the state, both political parties, free education for the last 62 years, comprehensive free education. If you leave school at 16 without any skills or CXCs, you have a second chance. There's the program in the Ministry of Labor. And you also have the third chance too, National Transformation Initiative and other similar bodies. Yes, and Youth Entrepreneurship Scheme and Trust Fund. So this is what we are doing to assist and help people get a leg up. This program, participants will increase your self-esteem and your self-confidence and your attitude to life, discipline, aptitude, because you could be bright, you could be the brightest person on earth, but if you don't have proper attitude, you don't have proper aptitude, you don't have proper discipline, you're ill-disciplined, you're not really going to get anywhere. So this program incorporates all of that. And we may extend the program by 2 sessions if participants need to have mock interviews, how to prepare for an interview, because we have had that component in all of the past 4 components programs. That's very important, because you can't, if I was your potential employer and you come into my office for the interview as a man and your pants down, your underpants showing, you could as well walk back out one time. So preparing for a job interview is very important, and a lot of our people need that assistance. And when they think they can't get a job, it is because they don't have these characteristics that I just spelled out. All of this is required to be able to potentially get you sustained self-employment or employment. So this program is also about the building of character at its core, in creating a platform for the improvement of your relations with your children, because that is key, as my wife said. And you don't read this in a book. You have to do it by experience. And this program, fifth, as I said, has been one of the proudest aspects of my stewardship as your Member of Parliament over the last 11 years, quite honestly. I am always happy to carry out this kind of initiative. We thank Rhonda Hudson-Bryan, who should be here later, the facilitator of the program. She's been with us all through the 5 programs, first as an officer of NICE, who we utilized twice on the first 2 programs, and in her own right as human resource manager for the final 3 programs. We have reached out to people as well across on our borders in St. Andrew, St. Peter, St. James Central to attend. We still look forward to having some from there. The disappointing aspect so far, and I say this, is that we only have 1 man signed up so far. A child is not born by itself with only the mother. That never happened yet to my knowledge. And I am making a plea here now to you all women to bring your boyfriends, your brothers, your child fathers. Okay, the Honorable Charles Griffith, Minister of Youth, Sports and Community Empowerment. Welcome. He's come all the way from St. John. He came here last week as well. This time last week, Charles called me. Eddie, but what happened? The gate closed. I said, man, Charles, you're a week early. You're going to come back next week? He said, yes, Eddie, it is you I coming back. So twice he has come here 2 Saturdays from St. John, a busy minister, a member of Parliament, to support you. So we have 2 ministers here this Saturday morning. That is how we feel about you all, the participants, the esteem we have, and how we wish to help you be better parents and better people, and in terms of your development. As I was saying, we need some men, though, in this program, because I hope it isn't that the men intimidated by women. Last program we had about 2 years ago, May, we had about 40% men come in, the highest percentage of men. But as now we include parenting, we can't get any men, only 1 man. So we need to utilize, because I know Paradox, when they have seminars, they tell me some men come, and we may have to have a special component for men only too. I would have preferred to have the men with the women, and would have pleaded with the women, don't be cussing the men, man. Serious. Let it be. But we also are open to that, having a separate component, 1 or 2, for men only to come and speak. Because we fathers have made a lot of strides, yes, in the last 30 years. You see men a lot more with their children now, but still the predominant responsibility, we all know, in this Barbados, for raising children is still with the women. And quite honestly, I must tell you, don't care who disagrees, because I have a son I know, a mother can't substitute for a father in raising a son. Telling you that here. And I wish to thank the Ministry of Crime Prevention in the Office of the Attorney General for joining with us and being a partner in this program. As soon as I mentioned it to Corey and then subsequently wrote him on it, he said, yes, we are joining with you in this, Eddie. I thank him for that. We also have the strong possibility of a charitable organization which, without their input, I don't know how we would have got through COVID. I'm telling you, the three of us here as members of Parliament, Sure Charles and Corey would agree with me, we would not have got through COVID but for the help of that charitable organization. And they recently had their annual fundraiser, which they couldn't have during COVID, and they were waiting for that fundraiser. I understand it was a huge success last Saturday night, as it always is, and they have indicated in principle they will also join in this program as well, because they too recognize that this is a major aspect of our society development and of our challenges as a community. So there's every likelihood, participants, that your character will be built at the end of the program. You heard my wife speak about the success of these programs, and that, believe you me, we've had graduates of this program on graduation say, boy, I have developed so much in my confidence, in my ability to relate to people, to teamwork, to resolve conflict, to control my anger. And we all know that you're going to get angry not only with your partners but with your children many a time too, but we got to control that anger. So all of this is what this course is about. And we look forward to having you the next 8 weeks at least. As I said, it'll be up to you. You'll make the call in terms of we need to add on 2 more for mock interviews and preparation of those interviews. Where Chris, we will propose to have it at your church again as we did last time. I thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Edmund Hinkson, the chairman, the patron of the Clarkson Foundation. I know he's just arrived, but we're going to invite the Honorable Charles Griffith, the Minister of Youth, Sports and Community Empowerment, who probably had a speech written 7 days ago, so he doesn't have a problem now to deliver it. Yeah? So he's ready. The Honorable Charles Griffith.
Good morning. Blessings on us all. For this type of event, there's no speech, at least no written speech. First, I want to say thank you to the Clarkson Foundation for having me here this morning, because this is a major part of what I'm trying to achieve at the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Community Empowerment. The reality is that I'm going to divert from something that Eddie said a little earlier, because I'm the product of a mother who fathered me. And in subsequent years, I became a daddy 3 times. So I can understand the need to have a male figure in the house, to have a male figure to deal with certain issues that we as men or boys will come across. But the truth is that there are a lot of strong females in this country. And so that is the divergent, Eddie. This program is something that is required island-wide. My ministry is in the process of doing a national parenting program, because I have been waiting and expecting that maybe somebody else would trigger it, but I think in relation to some of the programs that I'm running at the ministry, there's an absolute need to have a comprehensive parenting program in place, and I'll explain. We have a mentorship program that is currently, a national mentorship program that is currently running. And yes, we have a kind of balance in terms of the mentors, in terms of males and females. But there's a need for us to have a parenting program because I have seen some reports and some suggestions that when our mentors interact and they instill certain things that they figure are necessary with the mentees, it is eroded when they return home. And hence, there's a need to match now a parenting program alongside of the mentorship program to ensure that some of the best practices or the things that we're trying to get over are fused in the mentee's mind going forward. I was a practitioner at community level for more than 2 decades, and I know that there's a need, an absolute need for this parenting program to be expanded. And I want to really say thank you to the Clarkson Foundation for triggering this at this level in the constituency. I have a program, a project called Moving On in the primary school setting for those persons who, after 11 plus, they engage in this program to prep them for what is going to come within the secondary school setting. But there's a need again to marry this program. We're finding out based on the evaluation, there's a need to marry this program to a parenting program to ensure again that the knowledge that we put forward in relation to the Moving On project is not again eroded by going home to parents who do not support, in a sense, or build on the knowledge that is happening. Oftentimes, we talk about at-risk young people, and when you look at the storylines, in most cases, it reads down to the fact that there's poor parenting within the household. And those of you who are here to participate in this project, I want to suggest to you that yes, there may be 20, 30 of you at the end of the day, but that should be multiplied when you hit the community in terms of sharing your knowledge with those persons who are not here today. And if you do that, then you're doing 2 things. The knowledge that you would have gained as a result of the program is now innate, and then you can feel free to share the information because you have that information to deliver. And I promise you that we have, about 60 or 63 community centers. I'm responsible also for the pavilions across the island, and this program is so important that I may very well take, Eddie, some of your areas from in the program because you would have sent me the breakdown, and make sure that this is replicated across the island because it is too important. And if you believe, and I mentioned before that if you believe that you should honor your father and mother, then our children that we are looking to represent us in the future, those are the ones that we should embrace, and to make sure that the future is what we want for us at that point in time, our grandchildren in my case, because mine are now at that stage. But we need to invest in the future with these types of parenting programs. They're not enough, and I'm saying that from where I sit in the ministry, that there's an absolute need for us to ensure that our young people are taken care of by parents who are fully aware of the pitfalls and how to share information to bring them to the next level. And you only need to look and see what is happening. And my colleague, Minister Corey, is here, and he's aware of what I'm talking about, the fracture that is happening in relation to the parent-child relationship on the island. So I'm not going to be long, but that is what I wanted to get over this morning, that to those of you who are involved in this program, to become a sponge soak up every single bit of information that you're going to get because it's going to only benefit your child. And the fact that you can share that information means that at some point in time, your child will be able to do a similar thing. I said at the beginning, I am the product of a mother who fathered me. There was no book in my house to say this is the way how to parent your children, but they were my children. So I did what I thought was necessary to move them in a direction, influence them with my experiences to ensure that they get what they were supposed to in terms of parenting. I'm driving the car, and on a regular, I stop. Yes, I stop, and when I see a man walking with a child to school, I salute them, because it is not often that we do it, or that you see it. So these are small things that are necessary. I mean, both boys and girls need to know the father figure. And too often when I go to situations or to events and you ask a show of hand of the fathers, they're like 4 or 5 in the room. And I regret that. So I salute you females who are involved in this, the guys who are here for the project. I think Eddie mentioned one or so. I hope that you females can encourage the males to come, because sometimes we believe that, oh, it is not a macho thing to be involved in a parenting project. I would have loved an opportunity at some point in time to be involved in one, but I think I have done what I was supposed to do, and hence I wish this program all the success, and I really, really hope, Eddie, that I can replicate it across the country, and that is my intention with what we're looking to plan, a national parenting program. Have a blessed day, everyone.
Thank you very much, Minister Charles Griffith. I now invite Erica Hinkson, who is a member of the Board of Directors of the Clarkson Foundation, to introduce our guest speaker. You got it.
Welcome all. As a mother of an almost 4-year-old daughter, I believe this program is very, very crucial. I think we are all learning, myself included, so I hope it's beneficial to all and it's special to all of us. This morning, I would like to introduce Ms. Melina Simmons. Melina is a motivational speaker, counselor, and facilitator. For over 15 years, she has been providing training in the areas of customer service, marketing, and emotional intelligence. She has held various roles in the public and private sector in the fields of sales and marketing, and is herself the founder of Simply Me, Simply Mindfulness and Emotional Intelligence. She volunteers at CISO, the Caribbean Institute for Social and Emotional Learning, and holds the portfolio of Director of Parent Education, as well as Pardos as a facilitator in their parenting program. She is dedicated to training and coaching persons to apply the skills of emotional intelligence. She has a degree in psychology with upper second-class honors and is currently pursuing further studies at the UWI. She has been trained in emotional intelligence with the Potter Center and the Emotional Intelligence Organization 6 Seconds. Her desire is to foster more creative, adaptable, and resilient individuals who have great relationships and are successful in life. A mother of 2, she enjoys swimming at the beach and reading. I'd like us all to put our hands together and welcome Miss Melina Simmons.
Thank you so much. Protocols haven't been observed. I would like to say good morning. It's a wonderful opportunity for me to be here. And you just heard the name of my business, Simply Mindfulness and Emotional Intelligence. So I'm going to ask you to do a little mindful exercise with me. please stand. And I want you to raise your hands and get yourself a good stretch. Feel your body. Yes, wiggle your fingers, get a good stretch. Take a deep breath in and relax. We're going to do it 2 more times. 2 more times, yes. Again, up, hands up, hands up. Good, and out. Last time, deep breath in, remember, with hands coming up. And good stretch, and out. Good, thank you so much. Have a seat. You feeling a little bit different now, a little better? Little circulation got going there? Good. So what is emotional intelligence? Now, let me confess something, all right? When I was invited to do this presentation, I asked myself, does Mr. Hinkson know who he's asking? I love to talk and I love to move. So this is really, really difficult for me to just stand here. But I'll do my best. But what is emotional intelligence? I need an answer. It's from everybody except Todi and Rhonda. What is emotional intelligence? Anybody has any idea? We know that we have emotions, right? Yeah? What do you think emotions are? Feelings, yes, things that we recognize happening in our bodies. But they're more than that. They're messages from ourselves to ourselves about ourselves. All right? Being emotionally intelligent means that we are able to understand those messages, interpret them, and use them wisely. That's not so difficult, is it? Is it? Yes, it actually is. And the reason why it is because very often we are not paying attention to our emotions. We are suppressing our emotions. We're ignoring them. We're saying, oh no, I don't know how I feel. I'm going to test somebody out right now. Yes, you, but beautiful lady, how are you feeling? That's the typical answer. I'm feeling pretty good. But what else are you feeling? What else are you feeling? A little tired. Now we're starting to get there. What else are you feeling? You see, we come back to that. So we've gotten, I don't know, pretty okay. And that's how we tend to deal with our emotions. You know, this is not something new, something strange. This is what we do. And because we are not paying attention, a lot of information goes past. And I'm not telling you that I am a whole lot better. All right? I had an experience. I was teaching a class. And, well, persons were coming into the classroom and asking for chairs. And I kept saying, okay, okay, okay. By the third one now, I know that if I say okay, I won't have enough chairs. So I said to the person, no. But I didn't say just no. I said no. And everybody in the class laughed, and I thought, what happened there? I didn't think I was saying anything so strange or doing anything so wrong, but clearly what they had done was that they picked up from my tone of voice that I was now annoyed. And I didn't think I was annoyed. Actually, I went home that evening and I thought about it and I thought about it and I thought, yes, you were annoyed because you had been saying yes and you told the last person before that one, please tell the others there are no more chairs. So when she came, she got the very blunt no. Now, if I wasn't paying attention to that information that's coming to me, I wouldn't be able to do anything about it. All right? And you may ask yourself, but what do you need to do? Well, sometimes you need to have a discussion. Sometimes you need to have a conversation. All right? Now, this morning, I really want to talk with you about empathy. Note I didn't say talk to you. I said talk with you about empathy. Why empathy? Why empathy? I'm coming to you a little bit later. I'm giving you some time to think. Why empathy? What? Huh? It's very important to put yourself in somebody else's shoes. It means that you're taking another person's perspective. All right? And very often, the only perspective we have is our own little blinkered perspective. And I'm saying blinkered because I can't know what you've experienced. I can't know what anybody else has experienced unless I am willing to listen. And not just listen with my ears. Because very often when we are listening, we are thinking all sorts of thoughts running through our head. You know, what am I going to eat for dinner? Why is this person bothering me now? All sorts of things run through our heads while we say we are listening. So when we are listening, we want to be able to listen with our eyes. When you're listening with your eyes, what's happening? You're looking at the person's body language, all right? Because people are saying things to you with their body language. A child comes to you, and that child is angry or quarrelsome, etc., but you realize that that child is not normally that way. So you start to ask yourself, what is this about? What is this behavior trying to tell me? You listen with your ears, and you listen with your heart. So when you're listening with your ears, obviously you're picking up tone of voice and all of these sorts of things. But when you're listening with your heart, that's actually, to me, one of the most important parts. Because it is at that point that you're making the connection. And there are many times when if you pause and you really took the opportunity to think about it, you would immediately understand what this person is trying to communicate. Remember, we're dealing with children. Their developmental level is much different to ours. They don't have the language, they don't have the vocabulary, and as parents, it is our responsibility to help our children speak about their emotions and encourage them. Because sometimes you see something that looks like bad behavior when it really isn't bad behavior, but this child is feeling hurt, they're feeling neglected, they're feeling unseen, they're disappointed. How many times as parents we make promises and we don't keep those promises? And not only will we not keep the promises, but we don't make an effort to explain what has happened. You're thinking, oh, the child is too small, they don't understand, but that is not true. Children start understanding the emotional context, I like to say from birth. Some say from as young as 18 months. But I think from birth, because children know parents. It is our responsibility as parents to take the time to know our children, to know who they are, and to understand that each one is unique. So the broom that you use for child A, the firstborn, you can't use it with child B. It just doesn't work. You have to think of what is it that's going to help this child manage in this vastly changing world, this rapidly changing world. And the thing about parenting is, as was said earlier, is that we all learn to parent from our parents. Your children are learning how to parent from you. You need to model the behavior. If you are not modeling the behavior, then the child is not going to learn the behavior, which is why parenting education, especially in emotional intelligence, is so very important. All right? So we have to adapt and change those things that we've been doing to model a new behavior, a new way of being. All right? So there's a contrast between empathy and enabling behavior. And one of the things we do sometimes is, yes, we empathize, we listen, and then we do what? We give in. We enable the behavior. And as parents, we have to make a choice. And emotional intelligent parenting is about the parent, the adult, making certain choices to not enable certain types of behavior. Because when you're enabling the behavior, what are you doing in effect? When you enable certain behaviors that doesn't help the child, what are you doing? You're telling them it's okay to continue the behavior. You're actually facilitating it. So it's really important that, one, as emotionally intelligent parents, we pay attention to empathy. And if we have to be empathic, who do we have to first have empathy for? Who do we first have to have empathy for? Who do we first? Thank you. Ourselves. And when we're thinking about ourselves, we need to think clearly about being compassionate with ourselves, being forgiving of ourselves, being accepting of ourselves. Because we can't do those things for our children if we're not doing them for ourselves. So, as I wrap up, let me ask the question, what are you going to do differently after you leave here? What one thing have you heard from all of us, any of us, that you're going to do differently? One thing. Let's see. Have empathy, okay, good. What one thing are you going to do differently? I'm going, right? I am going to listen with my heart. Say it like that for me. Awesome. This young lady in the purple behind there, yes, you. What one thing are you going to do differently as a result of anything you've heard here? You're not sure? Okay, that's all right too. But what we'd like you to do, what I'd really like you to do is to think about it and to think about how you could become more empathic and less of an enabler. All right? Look at those areas where you're doing those enabling activities and make a decision about it. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you.
Thank you very much, Ms. Simmons, for that enthralling speech. And I guess we're going to all be thinking with our hearts from now on, instead of our heads, or should we still continue to think with our heads? Both, okay. They need both, okay. Just to mention, we have daycare facilities for anybody who has their children, so do not feel that you are unable to come because you have to take care of your children. We have daycare facilities here so that you can have your children taken care of while you participate in the sessions. I now invite Mr. Hadford Howell, a fellow colleague on the Clarkson Foundation, to do the vote of thanks. Hadford?
The Honourable Corey A. Lane, JP, MP, Minister of State, Attorney General's Office with responsibility for crime prevention. The Honourable Mr. Edmund G. Hinkson, SC, MP, Patron, the Clarkson Foundation, Inc. The Honourable Charles Griffith, MP, Minister of Sports, Youth Affairs and Community Empowerment. Mrs. Beverly Smith Hinkson, Chairperson, Clarkson Foundation, Inc. Fellow Directors of the Foundation. Miss Balana Simmons, our guest speaker from Parados. The Honourable Dr. Alison Leacock, OR, CEO of the National Transformation Initiative. You're going to get everything. Mr. David Simpson, Chairman, Financial Literacy Bureau. Mrs. Mary Archer, Principal, the Gordon Greenwich Primary School. Miss Roxanne Sanderson, Officer of the Child Care Board. Mrs. Rhonda Bryan Hudson, Human Resources Manager and Program Facilitator. The Reverend Chris Beard, Priest of Mount Zion Missionary, Inc. Other specially invited guests, registered participants, members of the media, and Mr. Andrew Seeley, our distinguished Master of Ceremonies. A pleasant good morning to you all. It is my pleasure to address another Clarkson Foundation, Inc. audience at the start of our 2024 program. My task is a simple one, simply to move the vote of thanks, also known to some as the closing, for today's opening ceremony. Commencement of the Foundation's latest and fifth training activity, Empowered Parent Education and Personal Development Program 2024, is most timely and appropriate in what are indeed challenging times for parents and or guardians alike. This program has been carefully and lovingly put together after much thought and discussion by Clarkson Foundation Inc.'s leadership and our primary facilitator. Over the next 2 months, on each Saturday morning, and 7 modules will be pursued. Registered participants for the program who are in attendance today are encouraged, to God willing, to stay the course across its duration. By doing so, you will gain knowledge, learn lessons, enhance your parenting skills, and by extension, become a better person, resulting in an increased ability to assist others by being more thoughtful, patient, considerate, understanding, and loving of and to those you regularly engage with, especially your children or wards. Following graduation from this program, we at the Foundation anticipate participants to have grown as individuals. Now to the vote of thanks. I hope not to leave anyone out, but if I do, I'm sure you'll forgive me. We thank Reverend Chris Beard for offering up divine prayers of inspiration for the Foundation, its patron, its directors, program collaborators, supporters, and our participants. It is good to start any worthwhile activity with prayer, and we have done that this morning. We thank our chairperson, Mrs. Beverly Smith Hinkson, for her warm welcome, background on the work that the Clarkson Foundation has done and is doing, and for her continued leadership. We thank the Foundation's patron, the Honorable Edmund G. Hinkson, for his thoughtful remarks and continued vision, inspiration, and support for the Foundation, through which he provides support for his St. James North constituency, which I can assure you he loves very much. I also take this opportunity to publicly congratulate him on his recent appointment as a senior counsel. We thank Ms. Erica Hinkson, my fellow director at Clarkson, for introducing our guest speaker with her usual aplomb. Nice job, Erica. We thank the Honourable Corey Lane, MP, and the Honourable Charles Griffith, MP, for their support and thoughtful reflections on this much-needed and worthy program. It would be nice to see it reflected across the country. We thank Ms. Melena Simmons, our gracious guest address speaker, for her encouraging and motivational remarks, emotional intelligence, empathy, and listening. I've often been told I need to listen more, so hearing that again is a reminder that I need to do so. We can all do that. And I hope that we participants and all of us can heed and take to heart the advice that she has offered us. We thank Ms. Rhonda Bryan Hudson for her tireless efforts at developing this program for us. You are a trooper, Rhonda. You will see her at work following this opening ceremony and over the next 2 months to ensure the program's success. We thank our participants for being a key part of the Foundation's latest personal development program for persons in the St. James North constituency and surrounding constituencies. I hope what is shared over the next few weeks serve you well and those that you love going forward, particularly your children. We thank the media for coming and look forward to seeing their coverage of not only today's opening ceremony, but of the work that we will do over the course of this program. We hope to see some coverage to help promote the cause. Remember, the Foundation has previously undertaken 4 VIBES programs, which is visionary, inspirational, brilliant, employable, successful, which were all not only successful, but the people who participated got jobs out of it. And we think the same will happen again because you'll be better prepared to go and apply for jobs, etc., and to look after your families. So we accept nothing less from this empowered program. And finally, you all say, we thank Mr. Andrew Seeley, JP, my fellow director of the foundation, for so ably taking us through today's opening ceremony as our master of ceremonies. God bless you all. Be empowered. I thank you.
Thank you very much, Hartford. Eddie's bringing a little note. Okay. Right, so what we're going to do now is we're going to take a 15-minute break, and the first seminar, which will be dealt with by Mr. Tony Olton, who is a motivational speaker and an emotional intelligence guru. So I'm made to understand. We'll do that first session, but we're going to have a break now. We invite all who are present here, participants, and especially invited guests to enjoy some refreshments courtesy of the Clarkson Foundation. Thank you so much.